What's up, YouTube? Zero here, and welcome to the place where gamers, witches, wizards, and superheroes unite. Today, I'm in round 2 of the Elite Four, taking on Bertha in Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. Now, Bertha loves ground rock type Pokemon, so bring water and grass type Pokemon to counter her. Now, I have a Gyarados, which of course Quagsire is water ground, so Gyarados isn't going to like this Quagsire too much, but hopefully with a couple of tricks up Gyarados' sleeve, combined with that Intimidate, I'll be able to take out the Quagsire fairly easily. Now, what I'm going to do, because I'm going to be utilizing hopefully the Gyarados throughout this entire battle, is I'm going to get a Dragon Dance off. I'm going to make my Gyarados a little bit faster and a little bit more powerful. What Dragon Dance is going to do is it's going to raise my attack, and it's also going to raise my speed. Now, unfortunately, the Quagsire used Toxic, and very dirty move utilizing Toxic, so I'm going to have to take care of that in a little bit. But since my attack and speed is up, I am going to utilize my Crunch against the Quagsire. Hopefully no more Pokemon in Bertha's arsenal have a Toxic. Now, of course, I'm going to have to be aware and be careful with this Quagsire because, of course, as you can see, the Quagsire is taking my hits like a champ, and it also has leftovers. So it's going to be really difficult for me to go through this Quagsire fairly quickly. I'm going to have to buy my time. I'm going to have to get my speed and attack up. Then I'm probably closer to the end of my health, going to have to use a full heal so I can heal my HP and also heal that Toxic. Now, of course, once I utilize full heal, that Quagsire is probably going to utilize another Toxic, but maybe I'll avoid it and get lucky. Now I have 2 attack ups and also 2 speed ups, which is really going to help me later in battle as long as I can keep my Gyarados alive. So that was good. That Crunch did a decent amount of damage now that I do have those 2 attack ups. But I have to keep monitoring the poison because it's going to keep whittling my health down more and more with each passing turn. So I just have to be aware. I'm probably going to have to use the full heal now, of course, because it just took away a significant chunk of my health. So what I want to do is I just want to make sure that I don't die. And I need to utilize, went too far back, I need to utilize that full restore to get everything back to normal for my Gyarados, so I don't have to worry about the poison or worry about this Quagsire really doing much to me, because it's been using Surf and it really hasn't been doing too much to my Gyarados. As you can see there, took away 17 HP out of the 184 that my Gyarados has, so I don't have to worry about that too much. Now, what I want to do is hopefully continue to utilize Crunch to good effect against the Quagsire, and 1 or 2 more hits. I wasn't expecting a recover. So now it's going to take a couple more hits to take out this Quagsire. The Quagsire and my Gyarados are going to keep going back and forth. If you don't want a Quagsire versus Gyarados stalemate, I recommend utilizing a grass type Pokemon because Quagsire is 4 times weak to grass elements. Unfortunately, I have no grass moves in my arsenal. Of course, it did go for Toxic, which luckily enough, my Gyarados avoided, which is absolutely perfect. I needed that. I don't know what the Quagsire is going to utilize next. It's either going to be Recover or Toxic. Regardless of what it does, it's going to be a little bit of a pain, but nothing I can't deal with. Now, unfortunately, Quagsire hung on with a sliver and utilized that Recover again. So I'm going to have to continue to whittle away this Quagsire's health with it just being a pain of a defensive Pokemon, utilizing Recover, trying to whittle down my Gyarados. I'm just going to have to keep going through this Quagsire with my Crunch. Hopefully, the next move I can take out this Quagsire. Now, lucky for me, Bertha decided that she was done with Toxic and was going to utilize a Surf. Now, if I get lucky, and I'm hoping I do, this Crunch will finish off the Quagsire, and I won't have to worry about this defensive beast any longer if you don't have Grass-type moves. So remember, bring a Grass-type to this battle if you don't want to go through that struggle. Now, the Quagsire is taken out. Hopefully, the rest of Bertha's arsenal are a little bit easier to take out for my Gyarados. Now, Sudowoodo is rock, weak to water. I should be good with a waterfall to the face of this Sudowoodo, and maybe one hit if it does have... Luckily enough, it didn't have an ability or item to keep it alive with 1 HP. So a one-hit KO for Gyarados, and we are back to rolling through Bertha with Gyarados. Now we have Golem coming out, and I am going to continue with my Gyarados. Because Gyarados is flying, I don't have to worry about Earthquake. Not that water types have to worry about Earthquake. It's just an extremely powerful move that you never want to deal with. So I'm going to continue to utilize water type moves. Unfortunately, this Golem does have Sturdy, which allows it to hold on with 1 HP. Now, it also has Stone Edge, which is super effective against water type. Of course, Rock is super effective against flying types. So while I was worried about the Earthquake, I should have been worried about the Stone Edge. So make sure y'all are prepared for the Stone Edge. Now I'm going to send out Infernape just for this finish off. I know that my Infernape is going to be quicker than this Golem, and I know that I have super effective moves. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to utilize Mach Punch. And, well, now that Golem just healed up, I'm still going to utilize Mach Punch. I'm going to get a nice hit off, and then I will finish him off with another move. Probably going to go with Close Combat, and Close Combat will hopefully finish off this Golem. Close Combat is an extremely powerful move, but it does lower both special defense and defense, so you have to sometimes use it sparingly, which the Mach Punch, what it did was it got me around that Sturdy, and then Close Combat could finish off that Golem. Now we have a Whiscash that I have to deal with. Let's see who I want to utilize. I'm kind of feeling Gengar for this one, so I'm going to switch out Gengar and see how well Gengar can do against this Whiscash. Whiscash is another Pokemon that is weak to grass. It's a groundwater again, so be aware of that if you do have grass. Grass is probably going to be the better choice for this battle. Now what I'm going to do is I am just going to utilize Shadow Ball. It's a stab move for Gengar. Gengar loves utilizing ghost type moves. Let's see how much we take him out. So almost, we did take care of a lot of that Whiscash's health. Now do remember, Gengar no longer has the ability to Levitate, which means ground type moves are going to hit Gengar. So utilizing Gengar in this battle could be news for disaster. As you saw there, I was hit by the Bulldoze and it did a decent amount of damage. Lucky for me, it didn't finish off my Gengar because Whiscash isn't insanely powerful. And 2, I got that Cursed Body, so if I didn't finish off the Whiscash on that move, it wouldn't have been able to utilize Bulldoze anymore. Now we do have a Hippowdon that I have to take on. So, because I don't have my Gyarados, unfortunately, I'm going to utilize my Machamp. Both of these Pokemon are pretty slow. Both Hippowdon and Machamp are fairly slow. I'm not sure who's going to outspeed, but of course my Machamp does have Dynamic Punch, which I'm going to be looking to utilize here to hopefully take out this Hippowdon in a few hits. Now I'm going to just see what happens. Of course, I'm going to confuse him, and I do outspeed, which is nice, but unfortunately, I don't do over half damage. And I don't want to continue to utilize my dynamic punch, and the confuse didn't hit. So this Hippowdon did a lot of damage to me, didn't hit itself in confusion, and I didn't do as much to this Pokemon as I thought I was going to. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use Knock Off. If it does have an item, I'm going to knock it out of its hands. And it did. It had Chesto Berry, so no more berry for this Hippowdon. Don't have to worry about that. Unfortunately, Confusion just didn't hit on the Hippowdon. It was something I was hoping for, and it didn't. So this Hippowdon took out my Machamp. Now, what I am going to finish off with is I'm going to just finish off with my Infernape. Hopefully, keep your fingers crossed. I know that I'm going to outspeed, but the question is, close combat going to be enough to finish off the Hippowdon? I don't know. We'll find out in this episode of Is Infernape's Close Combat Stronger Than a Hippowdon? So, and we finish it off. Of course, the Hippowdon only had that much health left, but we finish it off nonetheless. So finally, we take out Bertha with a few very annoying Pokemon to face if you don't have a grass type. Now, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, feel free to give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button for more Pokemon content. I do a bunch of other video game videos and RPGs, so feel free to check those out as well. Until next time, peace.